All right, I think we are back. Can you guys hear me? Mud
Yeah,
Puppy?
I can hear you.
Awesome, Great Cloud, you got me?
I got you.
All right, shit's fucked. KJ's trying to fix it. So, how are y'all doing tonight, guys?
Good.
Awesome. How are
Sweet.
you doing?
Oh, I'm just having fun. Found some extra wires and some computer stuff, and got my way in.
Plugged all the spaghetti together and made something work.
Yeah,
Does the
I
boss
know.
know you've hijacked Sunday?
What's up?
Does the boss know you've hijacked Sunday night?
Um, Maybe I'm holding it for ransom. I mean, I may have sent
Yeah,
a letter
about that.
with some Hershey's chocolate and please don't kill me. But real quick, we're doing a debut button smashing for myself, KJ, who is gonna be coming out with something this Tuesday, something special for all y'all. Um, and wanted to make sure we get all the kinks out now and give you something to listen to this Sunday night. I know you've been hearing me the past couple of weeks, and I haven't really gotten a chance to introduce myself and tell you what you like and all those other things. I like long walks on the beach, take tracing ISIS, and my favorite ice cream is chocolate. Other than that, what have you guys been up to this weekend? Other than me stealing computer parts and hijacking the station signal.
School,
That's exciting.
traveling. that's that's the extent of my stuff.
We gotta go out golfing sometime, dude.
Well, let's see. Friday night, I was on I had the show going. It was me, Ice, and Pookie came and joined us, which always makes for an eventful time when the three of us ever get on the air together.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, there was much hilarity and dead clowns and
Wait, you guys had dead clowns?
yes, you missed it.
Yeah,
Oh,
apparently so. Well,
We had horror clowns come and visit our chat.
Did you kill Pennywise, at least?
No,
Oh, you
No.
son of a bitch.
there was talks of punching the clown though, but
so hold on. While we're talking about that, do you think that's going to be an issue come Halloween? Now that we're officially in October?
ooh,
Ooh, the clowns
do you
again?
think the clowns are going to make their comeback again?
Yeah.
I think it's just the whole balloons, because I've seen the Facebook posts. The balloons have been popping. Well, not literally, but figuratively. They've been popping up all over the place.
I don't think they're coming back, man. They just had a march on Washington, and, it's all good, man. We don't have to worry about the clowns coming back this year for
No,
Halloween.
we're not talking ICP.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the crazy serial killer clowns? Oh, fuck that shit. I watched it, both of them. I don't want Tim Curry come near me at all. That's all I can imagine, seeing these crazy clowns with their knives and shit, is them chasing me with the voice of Tim Curry. Like,
He does do a good asshole thing.
Yeah, but not the Pennywise Tim Curry. I'm talking like Rocky Horror Picture Show Tim Curry.
Oh,
That would make it
Jesus.
even more
Yeah.
terrifying.
Pennywise dressed up in drag.
How'd you do? I see you met my handy balloon animal.
yeah, that balloon animals.
So,
But then Saturday, we woke up and I ran a big fishing rodeo for the kids in the area at our rec department. We had a bunch of kids come out and we let them fish the rec pond and catch a bunch of catfish, and that's about it for the weekend so far.
They get to keep them?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. It's 100% free. We fed all the kids lunch, everything else, gave them prizes, biggest stringer, heaviest fish, smallest fish type of deal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And the DNR, Department of Natural Resources in the area, they're the ones that put the fish in the pond for us and everything else, and that's the only stipulation is that we hold the fishing rodeo once a year, but we actually do it twice a year. And then we also threw a couple of albino catfish in there, and any kid that catches it gets a $50 gift card. But nobody's caught them yet. There's 2 of them in there.
That sounds awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
So, it's Sunday, and we all know what happens on Sundays. The thing that the majority of Americans are starting to boycott. Football.
The foosball.
The football.
Football is the devil.
And I wanted to get you guys on this because I did have something interesting I wanted to talk to you guys about, which was we all heard our wonderful president last week talk about how in his Twitter policies that aren't policies, if a player wants the privilege of making the money he makes in the NFL or other leagues, he or she should not be allowed to disrespect our great American flag or country and should stand for the national anthem. If not, you're fired. Of which I've seen multiple barracks lawyers pop up out of the woodwork, and after speaking to a couple of real lawyers, asked their opinions, and they directed me to this U.S. code. The U.S. Code section, U.S. Code Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 11, Section 227. Say that 5 times fucking fast. Whoever, being a covered government person with the intent to influence solely on the basis of partisan political affiliation, an employment decision or employment practice of any private entity, ... shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 15 years or both, and may be disqualified from holding any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. Now, I was hoping to get your opinions, and anyone that would like to call in with their opinions on what the president said based off of the code here. And there have been some statistics and polls done that pull towards what President Trump said, and more people agreeing with him, as well as more people stating that it is that they're going to just outright boycott the NFL and not watch the games, not go to the games, the whole shebang. And I was hoping to hear your opinions about that, because it's something I haven't heard really talked about except for maybe 1 or 2 guys on the late night red eye shows.
Yeah, I mean, Trump just pulled what he totally used to yell at Obama about, is using his office for personal gain. Not personal gain, but what's the word I'm looking for? Influence.
Influence, yeah.
That's my thing.
I don't see it that way. Let me play devil's advocate here. I don't see him trying to influence anything based on partisan politics here. I see him stating his opinion on what a good product would look like for the consumers of that. When I read that code you sent me, I thought about it, and is he actually trying to influence an outcome of a private entity, right? Because it's not the NFL. The NFL is a conglomerate, or however you want to get it. The teams are individually privately owned businesses, yes. And he just stated an opinion as a business aspect that if they're not following the rules or they're not doing something, then they should be fired.
But from a purely non-biased political opinion, because I pride myself on being an independent, him saying this has really, a lot of people have agreed with it. According to CNN, 49% of Americans agree with what the president said. You shouldn't kneel for the national anthem. And Fox News did a separate poll, 55% of Americans. So we'll call it straight in the middle, 52. That percentage of people now have had their yes, about a private entity, their opinion of it and their thought process of it influenced. So
Wait. Influenced how?
well,
Did he say you have to think this way or you're wrong? Did he say that I'm going to come to your house and arrest you if you disagree with my opinion?
no, he didn't. But he did say that he is in a position of power, as well as being in one where that power holds a lot of weight with what you say, and every word is going to be scrutinized and heard throughout the country. That it did turn people away to agree, and it may have affected that. I think it was 29%. I'm looking at right now, but that percentage of people that were on the fence about boycotting the NFL, thus affecting the private entity.
Did he say anywhere in any of his words that people should boycott the NFL?
You don't have to say that though. We're dealing with we're dealing with what's being said and the influence, and if there's the intent to influence. We don't know if we know he didn't say anything about boycott or any of that jazz, because the tweet is there. The tweet is there for the whole world to read. But
Right.
was the intent to influence people to boycott, to influence people to stop supporting and force NFL leaders, to NFL or other league leaders, to start pushing for this kind of employment practice of, if you don't stand for the national anthem, you get fired.
Okay, so here's my question on that. What's he gained from that?
Well,
What's he gained from quote unquote influencing the NFL to fire individuals who are not standing for the national anthem?
well, if you think about it, in a
Isn't
very
he part owner of the lingerie football league? No, I'm just joking.
who are all standing. The lingerie football league, at least the beautiful ladies in their bras and panties are standing up for the national anthem.
They're not the only thing standing and watching that.
Roger that, mud puppy.
But as you were saying,
But
Please continue.
if the intent was to make people aware and inform them and tell them, hey, they're not firing them, which is, in essence, he did not say that, but at the same time, he is saying that, then he's influencing the populace to force the NFL to make that decision, to say, okay, sorry, this is the policy, get out of here. We're dealing with a matter of intent and trying to figure out what the intention is behind the message. You know, was it of an honest individual's intent, or because he's in the position of power, with the ability for his message to reach millions of people, was it done with the intent to gain anything political from it? You know, could he be appealing to the Republicans? You know, people who lean hardcore to the right, that believe that the national anthem is the highest, holiest thing that can be sung, and you need to respect it beyond all. Well, that statement, yeah. Just like it could be construed that he's trying to single out those that are not worthy of playing in the NFL by not kneeling.
when in fact he is. I mean, I can see it both ways. But he is, in fact, stating the obvious, though, too, is that players are supposed to be fined because that's in their contract since, 1998? That they're to remain, they're to stand with their hand over their heart on the sideline due to the contract with, the U.S. Army, with actually all of the armed forces, for them to come out, because I want to say it was the 90s. That before then they didn't even come out for the playing of the national anthem or any of that. They came out, did pregame, went back in, all the other stuff happened, and they came back out for kickoff. So I mean, I can see it both ways. So And I read in an article that the NFL and the NFLPA, Players Association, will not fine any of these people for a breach of their contract for, breaking the rules. What's the difference? Let's actually get into the law part, since, KJ, you studied law there for a little bit. What's the difference between them doing this at a legal standpoint? What's the difference of them doing this and the other guys wearing the 9/11 tribute cleats, or the Cowboys putting the decals on the back of their helmets for the fallen five?
Well, the major difference is that the Cowboys and the individual player who wanted to wear the cleats, they asked for permission beforehand. And when they asked for permission, they got denied. And this is at the beginning of last year's season. They got denied permission due to the NFL not wanting to be involved in any political situations. So you have that right there comparatively to something that is they have their freedom of speech, but you're at work. I don't expect to go to McDonald's and get served a quarter pounder of cheese and then get told as they're handing me the tray, "Hey man, have you heard about Jesus Christ today?"
That might happen in Utah.
Which I'll sit there, look at him, ask for the manager, and then say that's really not appropriate to talk about at work. It's I just want my quarter pounder with goddamn cheese.
Wow.
Because when you go somewhere and you pay for something, you're paying for that. You're not paying for their opinion. You're not paying for their personal opinion. You're not paying for their personal political beliefs. You're not paying for their personal views on how Jane Rottencrotch decided to fuck Joe Stiffwiener. You're paying to watch them play football. I'm not paying them to take a knee. And the president sitting there and saying, "Hey, if not, you're fired," has already, and with the CNN and Fox News polls, it's already pulled the majority of Americans into agreement. You should not kneel when playing the national anthem. But it pulled more from from preseason to now, of people that are outright boycotting the NFL. And that back to the quote, the intent to influence solely on the basis of partisan political affiliation. He has more to gain from influencing this than he has a lot more to lose, because 15 years, that's not a lot of fucking fun in prison, or so I hear. He can gain a lot. He can gain the Republicans. He can gain sports fans. You're right. We've always stood for the national anthem. How many people here are fans of a sport? Any sport. Baseball, football, fucking field hockey. You stand for the national anthem. I did it throughout the 90s and the early 2000s when I was in high school. You stand for the fucking national anthem. He's pulling those, he's influencing those that agree with him. And that's one of the groups that could agree with him. Really... What's up?
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
So from if you want to talk about this code, the United States code that's in there, I think it'd be a stretch. And again, I'm not law savvy like you are. However, I think it'd be a stretch to prove that he was trying to influence for some political gain. When he made the statement that they should be fired for not standing for the national anthem. I really think it'd be a stretch to try and tie those two together. Only because he addressed the NFL as a whole, and that he subsequently said the owner should fire the players. But was it for political gain? Was it to influence the party? I don't think it stands to reason that that it could be seen that way. However, you gotta be able to prove it.
Yeah. And that's that whole grand jury thing, and unless he has ownership of a rival company, and it would show that his company would gain such money, finance from that, it would really be thrown out of court.
So from what I'm hearing from the both of you guys, is you feel that he wouldn't that this doesn't apply. He has nothing to gain here from it, politically or privately. Am I getting that close to right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
It's a stretch. Like I said, I try to be as independent as possible when it comes to these things, and I see what you guys are saying, and I completely agree. And I'm hoping that anyone that's listening, I'd love to hear your input, love to get your opinion before we hop on over to our next segment. Feel free call the show real quick.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
So while we're on this, you hear all these people about wanting to impeach Donald Trump and whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of them can't even tell you what impeachment is. All they know is they think that's what removes the president from the office of the office. However, what a lot of people don't understand is that impeachment is just a procedure. You have to bring the articles of impeachment, and then you have to go to trial still. And the Senate has to find you guilty. And let's think about this. Who's in control of the Senate right now?
The Republicans.
Very good. Do you really think that the Republicans would kick out the Republican president?
No, but even going off on that string, this is the most discord I've ever seen in. I mean, everything should be going swimmingly for President Trump. Everything. Because it's a Republican-held Congress. It's a Republican-held Senate.
You would think that. Shit should be rubber stamped at this point.
I should not feel like I'm in limbo with my fucking health care,
I mean, I hate to say it that way, but Republican House, Republican Senate, Republican White House. Fucking shit should be on autopilot with rubber stamp at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And it's not. Which is so funny. And then to hear about, the biggest pusher for we'll talk about healthcare real quick while we're on it. The biggest push about the healthcare was, everybody wants to get rid of the fucking Obamacare. It's all Republicans talked about since it got enacted, right? And they have the opportunity to do it, and they can't fucking do it. So where's the real disconnect between the Congress and the American people?
I think the funny part is that you have the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, whatever the hell you want to call it, constantly trying to be overthrown. And then you have Senator John McCain, which, if I was able to vote in that election, I would have voted for him. And the fucking retardedness is exactly as what you said. Everything should be rubber stamped. But you have John McCain that is sitting there and saying, and this is what I can respect for him, what's the replacement going to be? See, that I can understand, like a forestall when you have it entirely set up, when you have the cards stacked for you, when you have the House, when you have the Senate, you have the White House. That I can understand being an issue of what's the replacement going to be? Because from what the little bit I've gotten to see and what's reported, none of it looks really fucking good, other than you're not going to get fined for not having health care, and we're going to bring the insurance agencies back, but we're going to do it. How? We're going to do it.
And that's the other thing is that, again, going back, that's all they've talked about since it got passed and implemented, right? They've had X amount of years to devise a replacement or a better plan. Why did they not have one on the shelf? Kind of like we have OPs, right? And con ops on the shelf for when shit happens. We pull them off the shelf when we need them. Why wasn't there something ready to go already? Why are they jumping through their ass to try to build something from the ground up?
Yeah, what happened to all the other ones that were denied the first time around? I wonder if they're revisiting those.
I honestly don't know.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure a couple have been revisited, but I don't think they've been reintroduced. And it's honestly votes. I would say votes, because people can sit there and say now, "Oh, I tried to push this out for you, but so and so wouldn't let me." Because if you think about it, all of Washington is just one big game. Who can get more numbers than the other? You know, this is a great way, especially with the upcoming
healthcare stuff.
Especially with the
this
upcoming
healthcare stuff gives me a headache.
Yeah, especially with the upcoming midterm election. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we had healthcare before. If you couldn't afford healthcare, you had state healthcare insurance that you could apply for.
Right. So I'll share. So that's a good point, Mud, because I'll share a quick personal without getting too many details for OPSEC. I was seeing somebody at the time, and I had to run them to the hospital for an emergency surgery. They had not got what they would have killed them. The grand total for the bill, this is 3 days in the hospital, mind you, was just over $20K. Right? Out of that $20K, now mind you, we were just seeing each other at the time. She'd moved in. Out of that $20K, what do you think we paid?
$4,000.
Nothing.
We paid $105. We wrote that check to the hospital. Everything else was absorbed or written off by the state and the hospital.
Yeah.
That's no insurance. That's no nothing at that time for the individual. So to sit there and tell me that people need whatever is fucking that there's not enough out there. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. There's, and everybody knows I live in the state of Georgia. If you can't afford insurance, the state insurance for kids is Peach Care. When I initially got out of the Army, my kids were on Peach Care. I don't care. And it was some of the best insurance they ever had. Low copay, and y'all know my daughter wears glasses. And it covered her glasses twice a year, all of her testing, all of it. Her vision screens, never had a problem. And even with civilian insurance, I say civilian insurance, but even with civilian insurance versus state insurance, it's the same exact thing. It was a flawless transfer, and there was absolutely no problem when we came over here. It was the state insurance was exactly the same as our civilian insurance, our private insurance. So for somebody to say, "Oh, these people didn't have insurance," no, they didn't go out and get the insurance. Well, I'm too sick now. I can't work. Isn't that what they came up with Medicaid for?
I used to sell. I never was on Medicaid, but I used to sell Medicare supplements, and I was very involved with the Medicare side of things, the elderly care. And oh my fucking god, it is so fucking easy to get Medicare. I wish that I hope that fucking is implemented when I'm older, because right now I'm using the Affordable Care Act. I'm on the Affordable Care Act until my birthday next month, and hint hint nudge nudge nookie nookie. But well, actually, I'm on the Affordable Care Act till next week. But whatever. And I loved being on the Affordable Care Act because I had a good copay. I had good insurance. I had good premiums. But I was on my parents' because I was a full-time student, and I was able to get my wife on that because I was a full-time student, and we didn't make enough. But where I live, because y'all heard before, I live in Nashville. Come find me, bro. And
it's a big city.
It's a big city. Tennessee didn't participate in the Affordable Care Act. So even though my insurance was through the Affordable Care Act, it was based where my parents were based out of. Do you know how fun it was when I walked into that ER the first time to find out that Tennessee doesn't accept my insurance? Which then got me researching that the Affordable Care Act would work if the states accepted it and fucking started working on the next problem, which was, the charging for the people not having insurance, and what was the die-off time for it? It wasn't like 8 years or something after it was implemented or something. It was supposed to fucking die away. And yeah, TennCare's here, but I don't qualify for TennCare because I'm not a single female. They did not have... I'm dead serious. I put in my information as a male, divorced male. You're disqualified. I put in my information as a divorced female. I was fucking qualified for everything, food stamps, EBT, you fucking name it. I was ready to fucking go, and $800 a week.
You qualify as female at that point. Shit.
I
you
identify
as female at that point.
You're right.
That's
I
what I'm
identify as a
saying.
female XLR port. Insert your microphones into me.
So there's shit while we're talking about, that I when I was applying to school for my graduate degree, I got that question. How do I identify? And I sat there for 5 minutes contemplating if I check something other than male, does it increase my odds of getting accepted? I shit you not, I thought about it. I was like, nah, I can't do that.
Alright, so completely rabbit trailing here, but to make you laugh as well. So I just got hired at a new employer. That's a fun story. Should I share that story? That tale of
I
fucking
still got
win?
you beat. I still got you beat.
I know you
28
got me
minutes
beat,
later.
but that's a tale of fucking win.
So
That is a
yours.
fucking... Okay, alright. We're gonna rabbit trail real quick away from politics and do a fucking personal story. So I go into fucking work Thursday. God help me. I walk in
Everybody
there.
knows what you do that listens.
Yeah, I drive. I wonder who the fuck I used to drive, and I fucking go in there, and lo and fucking behold, I get told that I have to pay them back for split shifts that I worked. I never was notified I was working split shifts, and I was kind of a little heated about that. And when I spoke to them written word of the Holy Tennessee, Department of Labor, here's what we're gonna fucking do. They told me we don't care. We're gonna get that money anyway. So they left to go do their thing, and I stayed in the office because I had some time left over. And I proceeded to write down on a piece of paper, fuck you guys, I quit, in a more polite, professional manner. Because I am a professional person. And
Take this job and shove it.
my wife and I, we worked in the same office building, so of course I tell her, like, hey, honey, I'm quitting my job. I love you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get a new job. She's never seen me get a job before. She's never seen me apply. She does not know the legend of KJ, where once I leave a job, I have a new job within 2 weeks. My parents were like, Mom, Dad, I quit. Okay, have fun. Where are you going to go for next? I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. Okay, let us know. So as I'm driving home, there's a fucking Taco Bell I stop at all the time because I love tacos. And chalupas. And they have open interviews. It's 4:30. The open interviews end at 5. Fuck it. I go in. Bam. On the spot. Hey, you want to be a manager? Hey, you want to make more than you made at your last place? Hey, here you go. Sign this contract. Come tomorrow at 8:30 for an interview. Go to the interview. Hey, you're going to be there you go. You got the job. More pay, more hours, more this, more that. I was unemployed for 15 and a half hours. So, of course, that morning I go up to my wife. I'm like, hey, honey. She's like, where were you this morning? So, it was at a job interview. Jaw hits the fucking floor. Can't believe it. She's barely spoken to me since. She doesn't fucking believe the legitimacy of it. She still thinks I'm pulling her leg. Lo and behold, I start Wednesday. So, I'm bringing chalupas for everybody from now on when you come to the taco truck. All right.
Spanky will be happy.
Spanky will be thrilled. Spanky, I got you chalupas and guacamole and all that shit.
Hey, you say that, but no shit, the VA does small business loans and shit.
I mean,
Yo, I've been thinking about getting one of those.
Dude, I shit you not. I've thought about it too.
Well, if you've seen this was going around Facebook last year, and I've seen a couple of them. You guys are a bunch of country bumpkins too. Everybody has seen the ice machines, right? Did you know they make one for feed corn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting one of those. Guess how much one of those vending machines cost?
What model?
There's only one.
I mean,
The one
okay.
that you get the 50-pound bag.
Oh, where you just pour it in the top, not the one where you feed it from the side?
Yeah. It's got the little
I can't-
corn silo. It
I
looks
can't
exactly
answer that
like an
question
ice
because I know
machine.
the price of it.
It's like 50 grand to buy one of those.
They have one of those
And-
here at my local Tractor Supply.
Yeah. And that was one of those. I'm scratching my head going, I could pull my VA loan for 2, 3 of those and go ahead and strategically place those in rural communities and watch them eat it up.
Dude, if that is successful, I need to know about it.
Dude, you gotta
It
do it.
is. Dude, I will find the links again in the emails and I will send it to you.
Oh my
Dude.
god, that'd be
Dude, send them to me as well. I want to see this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, ooh.
Okay. Fucking A. I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with your small business. I was just thinking like I'm gonna buy like a tractor, 2 tractor trailers like these UPS trucks. Have like 2 tractor trailers, and one be the kitchen, and one be my broadcasting studio, and then get like a fucking antenna to go on top of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Fucking
God.
KJ on the road, run. Sit there one day,
Hey,
hey Mud, oh my God, what are you doing here?
can I park in the side yard? Go ahead.
Ice kicked me out. I need to broadcast from somewhere. What's your Wi-Fi password? I love you, boss.
Can I run a line through the window? And I swear to God, if you are standing in my cul-de-sac, emptying your sewage into my damn septic system, I'm kicking your ass out.
My my
Oh,
wife
yeah,
and I
it's
were
this time.
looking at honeymoon spots, and as we're looking at them, we were thinking like, oh, well, we'll go here, and because it's like, oh, I'll be able to meet some people from the crew and actually shake their hands and stuff like that, and of course that fell through. That city fell through for honeymoon. But then we started
Aw.
looking at it more and more and more, and now we're still going, that might be a nice place to live. And now I'm thinking about it like, oh god, that'd just be horrifying. I can just see like the.
Are you talking about my city?
Yeah, I'll talk about your city. I'm like, I can just see.
Dude, I told you I can hook you up with a job.
I know, but I'm sitting there thinking like, just imagine you and I are close. Every Friday night freedom would be just like, what happened when I first started. We are just ripping on Migs about sunshine and police batons, 19.1 inches.
Terrible. Terrible.
I mean,
Because you guys can't see us, I did just pull out my old baton from behind me, and yeah.
Oh, phrasing.
phrasing.
Anyways, back on the farm.
Yeah.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Anyways. So, no, apparently nobody wants to talk to us tonight about
I know.
this.
Come
What the
on.
fuck?
I'm so anxious
So-
to hear your voices. Come on.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
The interesting thing about, everything with the whole situation with the NFL and Trump and whatnot, is that it really hasn't carried over yet to. It did carry over to MLB for one person, but that's all you've seen. So my question, to you guys, on this: do you see it carrying over to not only other sports but other levels, i.e., NCAA or high school? Now, it's interesting about high school. I read an article today that two high school football players knelt during the national anthem, and the coach kicked them off the team at the game. Like, as soon as the anthem was over, he asked them to take off their uniforms and had them leave the field.
Hell yeah.
Now, if that doesn't create some interesting perspective, I don't know what will.
That school district's got a lawsuit on their hand.
What do they?
I would say they do. I would say they do.
If it's in, all depends if it's in their rule book or not.
Well, if it's, but they usually, high school players usually sign a good conduct form, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi there, you're on the air with WTF Nation Radio. Who's this?
Hey, this is Doc from the chat. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Not too bad. We were talking about insurance, and which one of you, I couldn't tell, that lived in Nash Vegas.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Oh, not much. I'm in Johnson City. I was just out there Thursday for a hearing on in Nashville, and I'm going to be out there the 26th of October. Hell, maybe we can link up. If you all are enrolled in the VA system, you don't have to pay that Obamacare tax at the end of the year, you know, and it doesn't matter if you live right there beside of the VA like we do at Alvin York and I do here at Mountain Home. As long as you're in the system, you don't have to pay that Obamacare tax. Well, it can't be taxes. They argue that it was taxes. No Obamacare fine.
Yeah, and that's absolutely. I completely. Yeah, the English Phil. Yeah, that's completely true, Doc. But I'm not on my own tax thing right now. I won't be till next week. So
right.
You know, very difficult to do that when I don't have the actual policy. But that is good news for those who are participating in the Affordable Care Act. Work with your VA, get that taken away, get that penalty removed.
Yeah, as long as, like I said, as long as you're enrolled in the VA system, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you live right there. Even the broken system known as Tri-West, you know, you don't have to pay that fine because, I mean, there's people out there that, you know, when they changed the full work week from 40 hours to 30 hours, and if you work more than 30 hours, you had to have insurance. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that only work 28 and a half hours at McDonald's, you know, and sadly, a lot of them are vets. But that's something, some of that information that needs to get out there because a lot of people aren't aware of that. I think a lot of people aren't aware of any VA benefits that they get or other than a VA guaranteed home loan. And that is something that we just have to educate ourselves about and share it with other veterans because the VA, damn sure, not going to give you a PowerPoint sharp class on how to use the VA system.
No, they got more important things to do, like try to figure out what the hell to do with the Memphis facilities and shit like that.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, my U.S. congressman from the 1st District, he's the House VA chairman, and I do some good things for him, and he's done some great things for me. We have to stay active. That's the only way that anything's going to get any attention. Guys, I appreciate you taking my call and getting some of this information out there. You all have a good Sunday night.
Hey, you too, Doc. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Thank you. Bye.
Peace. Well, hey, that was pretty cool. Thanks for calling in, Doc. Sorry, it's new Skype things. It's the new Skype, the Windows 10 version. That's all. There.
Sure.
Trying to figure that whole thing out. But hey, let's take a break. Everyone, go grab a smoke, grab a drink. I'm feeling the urge for a rip it, and we'll come back to you. Say in about 10 minutes. Yeah. So okay. Shots.
Okay, it's Childish Gambino, homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like this coat up my ass crack. Move love pussy, I love bitches, dude. I should be running Peter in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me. My green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. This Asian dude, I stole his girl, and now he got that Coachy beef. My dick is like an accent mark. It's all about the over-E.
I want to reconcile the violence in your heart. I want to recognize your beauty's not just a mask. I want to exorcise the demons from your past. I want to satisfy the undisclosed desires in your heart.
Hot like a parked car. I sound weird like nigga with a hard R. Fly like the logo on my cousin's 440. Eating Oreos like these white girls that blow me. Vodka for my ladies, whiskey for a grown man. Hanging in the islands looking for Earl like Toe Jam. I made the beat retarded, so I'm calling it a slow jam. Butcher and I know it, man. Kill beef, go ham.
I want to reconcile the violence in your heart. I want to recognize your beauty's not just a mask. I want to exorcise the demons from your past. I want to satisfy the undisclosed desires in your heart.
These rappers are afraid of him, cause I'm a beast, bitch, girl. Invaders and Gambino is a call girl. Fuck you, pay me. Brand new whip for these niggas like slavery. Told me I was awful and that shit did not faze me. Tell me how I suck again, my memory is hazy. You're my favorite rapper now, yeah, dude, I better be. Or you can fucking kiss my ass, human centipede. You wanna see my girl? I ain't that dumb. You wanna see my girl? Check Maxim, man. Why does every black actor gotta rap some? I don't know. All I know is I'm the best one. It's a bonfire. Turn the lights out. I'm burning everything you motherfuckers talk about. It's a bonfire. Turn the lights out. I'm burning everything you motherfuckers talk about.
I want to reconcile the violence in your heart. I want to recognize your beauty's not just a mask. I want to exorcise the demons from your past. I want to satisfy the undisclosed desires in your heart.
I put in work, ass Ludwig. Put my soul on the track like Shoes did. Play this for my cousin, now he can't even think straight. Black and white music, now nigga, that's a mixtape. Shout out to my blurs, they represent the realness. Shout out to Gambino girls, my dick is in the building. I know you hate me cause your little cousin play me out. I like black girls who nerdy, but when they dance they be saying ow. I'm sorry for who follow me. Chillin' with a Filipina at your local Jollibee. Yeah, I'm in her ass like side of me. So if you see my hand under the table, don't bother me. I don't talk soft, that's that upper guy. I'm screaming, what the fuck is up, like I ain't see the sky. The shit I'm doing this year, insanity. Made the beat, then murdered it. Casey Anthony.
I want to reconcile the violence in your heart. I want to recognize your beauty's not just a mask. I want to exorcise the demons from your past. I want to satisfy the undisclosed desires in your heart.
These rappers won't know what to do, cause all I did was act me like a Looney Tune. And I'll give you all of me until there's nothing left. I swear this summer will be summer camp, bitch.
What?
I feel insane every single time I'm asked to compromise. 'Cause I'm afraid and stuck in my ways, and that's the way it stays. So how long did I expect love to outweigh ignorance? How that look on your face, I may have forced the scale to tip. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Shame pulses through my heart from the things I've done to you. It's hard to face, but the fact remains that this is nothing now. I left you bound in time with suicidal memories. Selfish beneath the skin, but deep inside I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Already we're all float on now, don't you worry, we'll all float on, alright. Already we're all float on, alright. Don't worry, we'll all float on. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Alright, already we're all float on, alright. Already we're all float on, okay. Don't worry, we're all float on, even if things get heavy, we'll all float on, already we'll all float on, alright. Don't you worry, we'll all float on, we'll all float on. I wrote her off for the 10th time today and practiced all the things I would say. When she came over, I lost my nerve. I took her back
gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not point your finger and say you ain't where you want to be because of him.
Yeah, I'm in Little Whiskey.
Anybody. Cowards to the
You act like anyone.
You've never been to
No. Gordon, yes. Stewart.
No, I'll relate this little bit. It happens more than I'd like to admit. Late at night, she knocks on my door. She's drunk again and looking to score. No, I know I should say no, but it's kinda hard when she's ready to go. I may be dumb, but I'm not a dweeb. I'm just a sucker with no self-esteem. Oh, hey, oh, yeah, yeah,
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTF Nation Radio. Well, I'm playing with buttons. This is KJ here, and so far I haven't burned the studio down, so that's a win.
Sure.
Company meet tonight is Gray Cloud and Mud Puppy.
Heyo! Yay!
Woo! I still think we need to go golfing, Gray Cloud.
Anytime, man. Get your rear end up here.
Yo, I'm
Word.
down too.
All right, cool. We'll have a threesome with golf. Dibs on the
Whoa.
on the putter.
No.
No, no. Okay. So, lo and behold, last section we talked about if President Trump broke the law, and we talked about healthcare and all those fun government things. This section, we're gonna have a little bit more intimacy, a little bit more mood setting. If I had some Marvin Gaye to play, I would, but I don't. So, you guys hear about this awesome news coming out of China?
That they're not going to back Asian Cartman.
Well, I mean, besides not going to back Asian Cartman, but apparently, sex dolls are replacing China's missing women.
Define missing.
I don't
you.
know.
I mean, that leaves a lot open to interpretation there.
But I mean,
I divorced my wife, and this is my new wife.
I mean,
And by divorced, I mean made disappear.
I mean, I didn't believe it until I fact checked it, because I was sitting like, oh my fucking god! But it's true. Chinese women are being replaced with sex dolls. So called TaQ to resemble the English word touch, the app enables users to rent the life-size dolls, which come in various models for $45 a day with a $1,200 deposit. The operators assured the users that they would be washed between rentals. Hold on, it gets better.
Yeah,
The
fuck
article gets
that.
better. Hold on. But TyQ climaxed all too soon, and it was rapidly shut down by the authorities after the story went viral on the Chinese internet. But they're only the tip of a massive and growing market in Chinese society for sex dolls, as the country grapples with a growing shortage of women. Thanks to a
Just the
long-held
tip.
cultural preference for sons, coupled with over three decades of restrictive population planning policies, China is forecast to head over 30 million surplus men by 2030. Their preference for boys has slowly dwindled, especially in the cities, but the country still faces a critical gap for the next few decades. Now, to help alleviate this and other demographic woes, Beijing in 2015 announced a switch to a nationwide two-child policy, but the damage to this generation's sexual relationship has already been done. Oh my fucking god, the author of this article wanted to see how many sexual puns he could get in before, like, he got in trouble.
You know what? I would have too. I mean, come on. It's just it's too easy to slide into that.
It just was. I don't know how they did it. I'm proud. I'm more proud of the article writer than I am anyone else, because he's like, hey man, how can I get all those dick jokes in? Got it.
Fucking is easy if you know how to do it.
Somebody paid attention during Creative Writing 101.
So let me ask this as a young, strong, healthy American, happily married. If this was in the reverse, would you go over to China to help them with their shortage of males? And if you're a woman, would you go over to China to help them with their shortage of females, so that men don't have to use lonely sex dolls? Like, would you go to get some good Chinese dick? If
No.
you were a chick, would you go to get good Chinese dick? I'm asking you guys right there.
I don't know. Would you go for some cream of some young guy? I mean, I'm just saying.
If you were a chick and it was like you were going to get paid, like you were going to get paid these prices that they rent the doll.
No.
$1,200 deposit.
That's just not enough.
No.
No. Are they covering airfare and hotel stay?
I don't
Like at
know,
a
but
J-
it was worth
Marriott?
asking for Mud Puppy's look of, oh my god, what do I huh? He had this look of, oh my god, is he really asking this? I only was doing it just to see your face, Mud. It was priceless.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I couldn't. No.
I mean,
No.
I can't understand why sex dolls of all things. It's so unwieldy, and they're rented.
That's the part I can't get over.
So much worse.
Hold on. So I want to like post on like.
Hey Bob, look, you gotta get this one here, dude. Perfect, awesome, perfect fit, everything. No, I
It was
couldn't.
great time.
I'm seeing if there is a Facebook for this company.
Enhance.
Hey,
Okay.
well, I would be careful Googling that. Because
Sex doll companies in China.
Like I'm trying to find it because then I just want to like make a post that says like, a link to Amazon for a fleshlight. Just
Wow.
I'm sorry that it's just I can't wrap my head around $1,245 for a rented sex doll.
wait, how long is the rental good for?
Oh god. A day, so 24-hour period.
Ooh, wow, really?
Yeah, that's
12 a day.
what do you do? Take it to a fucking wall outlet for a nice date out?
Well, no, they could have a love hotel like they
lo-
do in Japan, where you rent by the hour.
What?
Yeah.
Ch-
Oh yeah. In Japan they have these things called love hotels.
Yeah, I know that, but just
Yeah.
What?
It's by the hour. Yeah. I mean, that would make perfect sense.
I just
I mean, if you're renting the sex doll,
Do you
by,
know this from personal experience?
no,
Or hearsay? Hearsay, right?
no, they are well advertised in Japan. Let me tell you. Yes. And they're not trashy like you'd think. They're not sleazy and trashy. They're actually nice and well maintained.
It's like the red light district in Germany.
I don't know if I've ever been there, but I'll take your word for it.
I just
I've walked through.
I can't
walk through my ass.
I did.
Okay. Red light district of Germany is one thing, man. It's a great red light district. It's a great one if you're really into, Schweizer and all that other shit. I mean, if that's your thing, Mud, I'm totally for you.
Mom, were you ever in a German section video?
No.
Mom, Kitty's being a dildo.
Anyways, let's not get that sidetracked. Anyways, but no, that would make sense. Like if they did have the love hotel motel concept like Japan does, that would make total sense to rent it for 24 hours, because then you could if I were an entrepreneur in China and going down this route, I would build said hotel right next to my rental facility to make it convenient, and probably even offer a discount.
You want to pork dal? No problem.
Would you have a stamp card?
Yeah.
Buy
Yes, I
12,
would.
get 13 free.
No, we'd have to go with because $1,200 now a day is pretty expensive.
1,245. That's just.
Let's just make it even 12 for easy's sake. You do you rent 5 times, you get a 6th one free.
You rent 3 separate sets of 6 separately. You have the 666 special where you get 3 free. I mean, if we're gonna go full blasphemy here, fucking sex dolls in China. I mean,
What's that have to do with the price of tea in Taiwan?
I don't know.
Exactly.
So moving on from plastic vaginas to instruments that are already phallic in nature.
Oh my god, I've seen this one.
So, California schools warn flutes could be tainted with semen.
Wow. What? Somebody dropped me that article.
It's in the chat.
Is
Yeah, it is.
okay, hold on.
So, parents were warned Saturday that a music teacher with a non-profit group may have handed out flutes to school children that were tainted with his own semen. Oh, God.
The tainted out. Does it say tainted out? Damn it, I gotta find this article.
And
Oh my god, there it is. Holy shit.
a state and federal investigation was underway to whether youngsters at schools around Southern California may have received tainted flutes. The Los...
So bad.
I'm sorry, I'm having such a hard time trying to read this because every line I want to crack up. The Los Angeles United School District said it was cooperating in an investigation of alleged inappropriate sexual conduct involving a musical performer that affected at least 13 school districts. One LAUSD school may have been involved, the district said in a statement. Several other South California districts notified parents by email on Friday and Saturday that a performer associated with the nonprofit group Flutes Across the World was being investigated. Okay, hold on. We're gonna stop right there.
Hold on.
Flutes.
So these hold on. So I don't think these are like flutes. Like
They're
the
probably
jazz flute
recorders.
flutes. I think they're recorders based on what they're saying they're described made out of PVC or pipe or bamboo.
Yeah.
That's a recorder.
That's a recorder.
That's something that actually gets inserted into your mouth to play.
Yeah. So what sticks me is Flutes Across the World. This dude probably has gotten his gunk into Canada and Mexico and fucking China.
Oh, it's going downhill in a hurry.
The performer distributed a flute-like musical instrument made of PVC pipe or bamboo to students during a music lesson, and the allegation is that he contaminated some of these instruments with semen. Joan Lucid, superintendent of the Saugus Union School District, notified parents on Saturday, the Orange County Register reported. The performer was not immediately identified. Messages seeking comment from John Zaretsky, founder of Flutes Across the World, were not immediately returned Saturday night. Now, parents in some districts were urged to put the flutes in paper bags and turn them into authorities for testing. KNB, God damn it, Mud, what's going on in that brain?
So if you see anybody in these districts walking around with a paper bag, you know.
Here's my question that the article doesn't cover. What tipped them off?
Mommy, why is there white stuff coming out of here?
That's the one thing that's not addressed is what tipped them off that they might be contaminated with semen?
Mommy, my food tastes salty.
Oh my god.
So they're playing hot cross buns, and all of a sudden this white glob shoots out the bottom of it.
We're going to hell.
This is why I have my Venn diagram all the time.
Okay, well. Oh god. KNBC TV reported that a parent identified only as Nate went to the police station in Fountain Valley on Friday night to turn in a flute given to his child who attends Corrigi's elementary school. It's disgusting, it's unreal, and you can't even really fathom it, another parent who wished not to be named told the station. It made me sick to my stomach. Flutes Across the World has provided musical presentations at several local school districts. The Fullerton School District said 4th through 6th grades at 2 schools had the program in the 2016-2017 school year. Presenters at such programs are never alone with the children, but the performer won't return to the district out of an abundance of caution, the district said on its website. The district said the music program was sponsored by the Philharmonic Society of Orange County. The society sponsors Flutes Across the World to bring the program to 6 classrooms in 3 years, spokesman Chantel Uchida told the Register. We're so shocked and disgusted, Uchida said. We'll be stepping back from this. There are no plans to continue it in the future. You done fucked up, Ron.
And that just happened.
I mean, I have so many more questions than answers here. How did they discover it?
How did you discover this? How did you fathom that this could be tainted?
You know, this really smells weird.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
Okay, now that we've established we're a bunch of filthy perverts.
No, we're just reporting on the news.
We're just reporting on the news.
That was an AP article.
An AP is supposedly a reputable source.
Yeah, supposedly. Okay. I wonder if we can go 3 for 3 here, find another one. Oh, God.
Twice. 3 times a late.
No.
So, I hate to say it, but Hugh Hefner passed away, and I feel a hole in my heart with Hugh Hefner passing away. And I wanted to talk about him passing because there was a wonderful op-ed written by Penny Young Nance of Fox News. And you know, the topic of the article was that yes, Hugh Hefner was a pioneer in the objectification of women and the lie of the Playboy lifestyle. And now that we're getting back to a semi-serious topic, I wanted to, without actually going into the article just quite yet, just off of that name for the article, Hugh Hefner was a pioneer in the objectification of women and the lie of the Playboy lifestyle. What are your thoughts just on the title? No reading it, no nothing. What do you think? Is that a fair and accurate description of Hugh Hefner, or as a public figure, or is that a biased one based on the fact that he photographed women nude and wrote articles.
Here's, based on that, I don't think it I think it's a biased lead in, but if you look at the state of media now, I mean, it's all about getting that first click or that first sale or whatever to get you to look at the article itself, because revenue is generated on clicks and links and things like that now. So I don't think it's a fair title, but he capitalized on, he capitalized on it. Sex sells, period.
Yeah.
Story. Does that make him an asshole or less? I don't care. But he fucking figured out that sex sells, period. And other companies have capitalized on that same concept, that sex sells, and we're gonna make it happen.
He is the creator. He's the OG GQ. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It was
Because the first issue, there was only, 50,000 of them put out. The only thing that was in there was a centerfold of Marilyn Monroe. The rest of it was, because we talked about this Friday, the rest of it was articles on how to treat a woman, the stuff to wear, the stuff to do, to be a high class male. And still, to now, that is what is in the Playboy magazines, with, the centerfolds in there. Well, I think they took out the nudity. I don't know. It's been a long while since I picked up a Playboy, believe it or not. But, he created Playboy was a lifestyle magazine. He didn't really start getting raunchy until the creation of Hustler and Penthouse. Before, it was just like topless, and they didn't really show off the genitalia area. I'm trying to be nice about it.
No, that's completely fine. I think one of the parts of this that really makes me nervous. I'm gonna cherry pick something here straight from the article, but it states that if it will let load, because come on, there we go. Hefner indeed was a pioneer. He was the force behind the mainstream objectification of women, someone who paid them to take their clothes off and convinced them it was empowering to do so using the same arguments pornographers use for the same goals. Now, I've watched porn. I've seen Playboy. And I'm one of those people that's more interested in the goddamn article about the watches and the, hey, by the way, dress like this if you're going to this event. Remember, you need to have this kind of jacket and this kind of shirt and this kind of shit before you go to this kind of event. Because I wanted to be educated on that shit. Because I didn't know of GQ when I was 12 or 13. And when I was 12 or 13, that seemed pretty damn cool. But the difference in porn is, hey, I'm here to deliver a pizza, fix sink, etc. Insert random thing here. Figuratively and literally. And
wow,
yeah,
wow.
Like you said, Playboy started out as a men's magazine that just had a centerfold of Marilyn Monroe. I almost said Marilyn Manson there. I don't know if you caught that. Jesus Christ, superstar there. It was a gentleman's magazine. It was the magazine you could put on your coffee table, which, through the 70s and 80s when Hustler popped up, it wasn't. But now I can put it on there just like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. It's.
So here's my whole thing about this, right? All these people who, and I've seen the articles out there, who decry that he was a misogynist and all this other fucking garbage that is, not good, and it's objectification of women. Those individuals that are in his that lived at the mansion and that are in the spreads received monies to do so. And I never heard, and I never read an article or heard anyone bitch or complain about those monies they received for doing said items.
They didn't go seek people out. People seek them out.
Yeah. They wanted to be a bunny or they wanted to be in the thing, right? Now,
Yeah.
for certain individuals, I'm sure that they were asked if they wanted to participate in the cover, right? Or they'd be a part of the magazine or be a part of it, right? And if they accepted and were paid for it, they have no reason to bitch or complain. They accepted to be a part of it. They accepted that this was what it was going to be, and they knew what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Now here's my
Even look
question
at the. Go ahead.
is, if you look at ESPN's The Body the Body edition when they do that every year.
yeah, the swimsuit edition. You know what you're getting into with the
No, no.
swimsuit edition.
Not the swimsuit edition, the body issue.
The body
Oh yeah.
googling.
Is that the? Oh, that's the professional bodybuilders
Not the body,
edition they
but
put out.
professional athletes when they photograph them completely nude. Now it does not show anything, any genitalia or anything like that. It's supposedly
Oh, you get the women with the hand over the whole thing, and yeah, okay.
they photograph them in certain poses to hide genitalia and all that other stuff, right? To show off the physique. So, how's it any different? Because you never think of Playboys being vulgar, like you do Hustler or anything like that,
Right.
right? You think about it as being more of a classical and refined, if that, if you want to use those words to describe nudity. But so, other than the genitalia being shown, which I've seen a Playboy in God only knows how long, kind of like KJ, probably since I was a young kid.
Yeah, when your dad pulled out that box in the garage.
I don't know what it consists of now, but how is it any different?
All I know is that I looked up the body issue that you're talking about, and I got graced with a picture of Julian Edelman that I never thought I was ever going to see, nor did I want to see.
See, so
Listen
again,
to him stutter.
I can't. I don't understand how the fuck does that work?
but again, think about it that way though. How is that any different? How is
Yeah,
that any?
It's not.
that-
To me,
that-
it's not.
Right, but they'll look at it that's saying that the one objectifies women because it's a sexual thing, and the other is powerful and graceful because it's sports and athletes and blah blah.
Same thing as a swimsuit edition. I mean, there's people that fight that one too. It objectifies women. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't.
Right, but again, you never hear about the people who bitch about receiving that money or that paycheck.
Right.
Honestly,
Look,
it's one of those things where people you can't hold Hugh Hefner responsible for porn because before Playboy there was the Gonzo mags. You had those little pamphlet size things that fit in your pocket, and all that sort of shit. So in my mind, he'll always remain gentlemanly to me. He will always be that wearing the velvet robe and with a couple of bunnies on his side and relaxing and having, being that chilled out vibe sort of person.
Right.
Ace, I totally see that. He did die surrounded by hella hoes. I do want to die that way. It's called a whorehouse heart attack. I don't want to die peacefully in my sleep. I want to die doing what I love.
Great Cloud can tell you about that. He had one operating down the road from him there for a while.
Oh my god.
What? There was a whorehouse and someone died and had a heart attack in there.
No, they did have a heart attack and die, but I witnessed the takedown of said thing. In fact, I had to move my truck out of it to position it because for reasons. I had to move my truck, so I went to park it at a new location, and I was walking back to my house. And it was just after they did the raid, right? So I literally moved my truck in like socks and a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh yeah, you got stopped and questioned.
So I walked by, and I'm walking up to the neighbor to ask what was going on, right? And these guys in the SUV said, "Hey, buddy, can I talk to you? Who are you talking to?" Because there's me, and I walked up to my neighbor who was talking to another individual who turned out to be an officer. And she identified who I was to the officer, and he went over and talked to the guys in the SUV. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And so I was waiting. So had I gone over there, I was been like, "Yeah, I'd live in that house, and if you'd like, I can show you when I walk in and open the garage. I can also show you my registration for my vehicles and other things if you really have to question it." But yeah, that was interesting. Living across the street from we were pretty sure a Chinese brothel.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Oh yeah.
Now we know where all those women from China went to. They went to that Chinese brothel that you live near.
Yeah, it was like clockwork too. I mean, you could sit there and you could watch people come in and out and leave and whatnot. It was quite interesting. They tried to bribe the neighbor. They came over with like a gift basket with a couple bottle. What was it? He said it was a bottle of Dom, a bottle of Johnny Blue, and some other nice little trinkets in this little gift basket. And that's what they called it. Is they called it a gift basket because like a few days prior to that, they had a powwow with the sheriff's office in their driveway. Like they call the sheriff's house and they do it in the guy's yard, the driveway, which is literally, I was kitty corner to the house and he was like literally across the street from the house. So it's not hard to figure out who called them in.
Please don't rattle on us. Here's a pack of 50 Trojan condoms and Plan B pills.
Buy one, get one free. Hello.
We don't cost $1,200.
$4.95.
Oh.
We love you a long time.
Oh Jesus. Okay. All right, moving past
So
sex.
back to you. I mean, even look at pictures from the Playboy clubs of the 60s and 70s. Inside of those girls, the bunnies that work, the waitresses, are dressed no more scantily clad than the girl serving you wings at insert, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, good point.
At Hooters or any of the other establishments, Tilted Kilt. There's no difference. They're dressed the same, except they have ears and a tail. And they were wearing one-piece suits.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good point. Again, it goes back to that whole mantra of that sex sells, period.
Mm-hmm. And you couldn't just walk into a Playboy club.
Oh, no. No, that's an invitation only.
Yes.
So
you had to.
yeah.
The Playboy clubs were the who's who of that area, and you had to pay. You had to pay a fee annually just to be a key holder.
Yep.
So
I know. I have my grandfather's key.
hell yeah. So we had that one woman that was calling him an objectifying asshole, for lack of a better word. And I went to Communist News Network real quick to see what they had to say about it. And of course, I don't get it. Fox News was off the walls, but CNN had these two women in for an article, for an interview, that both worked as interns with Hugh Hefner and Playboy. And both of them are self-proclaimed feminists, but not feminazis. So I love where this is going. And they talk about how it was not just liberating in the sense that they learned how to lay out a magazine, and where's the exact it turned out to be the most liberating, empowering experience of my young adult life. There's a certain confidence to be gained in that kind of scenario, being pushed out of your comfort zone. I expected to learn about writing, editing, and how to lay out a magazine. I didn't expect to come to terms with my own sexuality. It was an environment where female sexuality was normalized and celebrated. And I think that's one of the best things that Hugh Hefner put out there. I mean, yes, the majority of the people that used Playboy as consumers were guys. But these two women were working behind the scenes and got to work with Hugh and with his design team on the magazine. Their names are Amanda Wills and Lindsay Cyberman, and I'm actually sending you guys a copy of it right now. If it will load. I don't know what's going on with my Facebook Messenger today. There you go, guys. And it's awesome to see that this kind of environment was conducive for building and elevating and getting people out of that I don't know what to do, because we as a society don't like to talk about these topics. We don't like to talk about sex, politics, and religion, which is stuff we frequently talk about on the radio show. I don't know, would you guys, if your daughter, or if my daughter wanted to go work at Playboy, like for the magazine, would you be cool with it? I mean, I would support, but would you be personally like okay with it?
Yeah.
Cool. What about anyone else listening? If you had a son or daughter that wanted to go work at now that Mr. Hefner's passed away, in the new direction that Playboy is going, which is swimsuits and more towards a GQ sort of thing, how would you feel about your son or daughter wanting to go into that industry? Feel free, call the show now. I want to hear what you think about that.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
Give us a call.
Is my bump? Are you not hearing my bump when I play it?
No, we won't hear it.
Oh, I don't understand why it doesn't do that. It's so aggravating. If I had a daughter, Doc Derek says, if I had a daughter pretty enough to get into Playboy, I would be one proud daddy. Hell yeah, Doc. Chances are her mom would be a hot ass and my wife. Yeah, Doc, hell yeah. See, I know with my current wife, I'd be totally cool with that,
So let's look at it this way, Doc. It'd be a hell of an in for other MILFs, yeah? If you were divorced. Just saying.
Because, I mean, obviously, with as big as Playboy has gotten, and yeah, there was some legal turmoil a time ago that, he published unauthorized photos of, I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody famous. But other than that, I mean, you don't hear negativity coming out of anybody that's worked for that company. And I legitimately call it a company, because that's what it was.
They are. It's a business like anything else, though.
Yeah.
It's a
They
brand.
turn a profit. They have a bottom line. They have all that stuff. If they didn't, here's the thing about it is, if they had a bad business model, they would not be in business still.
Right. I mean, you didn't see them in legal trouble like you did. Who was the smut mag?
Larry Flynn.
Larry Flynn.
Yeah, Larry Flint.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that grinder issue.
You didn't see that, but exactly, Doc. Playboy is different. Playboy was a high society magazine. A lot of people don't know. Who did Hugh Hefner work before? Who did Hugh Hefner work for before he created Playboy?
I do not know the answer to that one. Who do you work for?
Gray? Gray Cloud?
I don't know.
Googleizing.
I can Googleize it. Hold on.
No,
It was the
I know
Navy.
who it is.
It was the
Well,
Navy.
then who? Then just tell us, jerk.
It was Esquire magazine.
Really?
Oh, there you go.
He created Playboy because he quit Esquire magazine because they wouldn't give him a $5 raise. So what does he do? He goes to his living room, gets loans from his parents, his friends, and other family members, and puts out the first Playboy magazine with Marilyn Monroe in it, sells 50,000 copies, and next thing you know, he's created an empire.
Could you just imagine that conversation? Hi, my name's Hugh Hefner. I'm just starting my own magazine. Marilyn, would you like to be naked in it?
He probably made friends with her while he was at Esquire.
Yeah, I know, I know, but still, that's not a comfortable conversation, especially in the 50s. Yeah, Marilyn, I have a very interesting question. Oh, what is it, Hugh? Would you be naked in this brand new magazine that has no publications, no history, and just has my name to it? Okay.
And that's why he did, the bunny was a whole kind of, it was an innuendo because of what our bunny's known for, obviously, and the bow tie was showing the higher
Class.
higher level, yeah. And going back to the Playboy clubs, if you didn't walk in those clubs with a suit and tie on,
Yeah, goodbye.
you were asked to leave. That was a dress code. That was a dress code. Unlike clubs now, you can pretty much walk in with whatever you want to wear on.
I mean, you can't wear hats
Yeah, not anymore.
or glasses or plaid or neon green ear thingies.
JFK would deny that.
Just saying. Yeah. If. Yeah. That's probably JFK and JFK only taking that.
He took that one to the grave.
Oh, you
Both
did.
of them.
Anyways.
But I mean, yeah, you guys know how protective I am of my daughters, and I like to think I got some pretty good-looking kids, and I would care less because I know the type of organization it is. Now, if they wanted to go work for Hustler or any of those other ones, not over my dead body. Chris Rock said in one of his comedy specials, fathers have one goal in life with their daughters, is to keep them off the pole.
Okay. If I walked into a strip club and I saw my daughter on the pole, like I saw her on the pole, and she
Would
was
you
still
tip $100 and leave?
What's up?
Would you tip $100 and leave?
Oh my fucking god!
I mean, come on.
God
you wanna be
damn it, Grey
successful,
Cloud.
right? You wanna
Okay,
feel independent.
okay, all right. Honest moment here. If I walked into a strip club and I saw my daughter on the pole, right? If I saw her on the pole, and I don't know what I would do. I definitely would not call out her name. I would definitely not, because that would ruin any chances for her making money. But I know that night when she came home, so I'd say, "So where were you tonight?" "Oh, I was at such and such." "Oh, really?"
What's the glitter for?
What's the glitter for? We went to a Kesha concert, and depending on how well the answers were, if they were completely honest, truthful, I would be loving and supportive, and ask her if she's doing any drugs, and she said no, and she took a drug test and passed it. That'd be fine. But I wouldn't mind her dancing on the pole. But if she sat there and gave me this really creative, I was at Jennifer's house. We were at a Kesha concert. Katy Perry farted. That's why I'm covered in glitter and body paint.
Daddy, we found a unicorn.
At least use a good color. Bam.
Then I would sit there. I'd be like, okay, well, just remember that when you're dealing with that. By the way, I saw you tonight on the one that threw the 100. Can I have my money back? I would write. You know what? I would have 100 available, and I would write. Your father tipped this. I know what you're doing. We're gonna talk when you get home tonight.
Oh,
No, I would be the dickhead that would nonchalantly turn the music on that she was dancing to and look at her glaringly. Go. you know.
With my luck, like if it was my kid, I would walk in there and it would be like some song that I introduced to her that's like, this is one of my favorite songs. It's like fucking, I don't know, like Welcome to the Jungle or fucking Bad Out of Hell from Meatloaf. But,
Oh my god.
you fucking ruined it for me, child. You fucking ruined it for me.
There's
Not
hold
enough
on.
bleach in the
Now you're
world.
describing that there's a whole other set of issues
Yeah.
that underline her dancing on the pole.
Yeah. Speaking of
I'm just
unicorns,
saying,
why don't people believe in
it's a
them?
song.
Because Tim Kennedy raped a unicorn, and there was magic and there was laughter, and yeah, that happened at some point. God, have we heard anything from Tim Kennedy lately? Is he off doing special forces things?
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't he re-enlist?
Maybe
Yeah.
he might get a bonus.
God almighty. Well, it is that time of the night. We're gonna do some house cleaning.
Yay, house cleaning.
Yay! We're gonna clean house!
Housekeeping. Come and fluff your pillow.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys tuning in this Sunday evening for my button smashing debut. I only burnt down half of my office. That's pretty good. Thank God for fire extinguishers. But tomorrow, be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern with the Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs. They always have a lot of fun fuckery over there. Tuesdays, we have Tied Up Tuesdays with Minx and Gray Cloud. Say hi, Gray Cloud.
Woo, we're awesome. Listen to us on Tuesday.
Any sneak preview of what you guys are going to be talking about Tuesday?
No, because then it's not as fun.
Okay. So Wednesday, we have WTF Wednesday with Jim Bean and Pookie. The smoothest voice I've heard, along with the smoothest whiskey that I have yet to drink because he's hasn't sent me any yet. Sergeant's Time is our Thursday. That's where we talk about our wonderful military and veteran issues. Please tune in to listen to Mike Golf and Doc Madness and Ice hash it out for those couple hours. And Friday, Hey Mud Puppy. That is your favorite night of the week because it's Friday Night Freedom, hosted by Minx and Mud Puppy. Anything from your show that we should know about, Mud?
Freedom, freedom, and more freedom.
Hooah! And then Saturdays, we have Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Oh my God. I love that show. And then coming soon, I think this Tuesday, October 3rd, we'll have the taco truck with me, KJ. And I'll be doing other fun things and exciting things with my co-host, Ghosty. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, please take the time to check out our partners, Project Overwatch, at www.projectoverwatch.org. They currently are working on a campaign called Paw Patrol. It's getting cameras onto canine units so that officers can make better snap decisions while deploying a canine and able to protect the lives of the canine officers as well. Also, we're great friends with War Horses for Veterans. That's the summer we keep making fun of Minx with because she loves summer. And It's a 3-day equine and networking experience. So you have the opportunity to bond with horses and each other. You know, have a couple drinks, do some riding around. I think it's is it stable and show or ring, or I don't know the exact term. Grey Cloud, do you remember it?
For what?
For what kind of horse riding they do at War Horses for Veterans?
I think is it trail riding?
No, it's not trail riding. It's they do it in that ring, the arena. I'll ask Ice Hill.
Corral.
I don't think it's called corral, but pretty close.
Close enough for government work.
And other than that, I appreciate you guys coming in and listening tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming in and being here while I just banged on this mixer like the Incredible Hulk banged on Thor. So thank you, Mud Puppy and Grey Cloud, for coming in tonight.
Yeah, man.
And with that being said, I wish everybody here a good night and shots.
Shots.
Shots.